32 years of mental health this year. Tonight we dedicate this song to the memory of Frankie Banali, Kevin DeBro, Randy Rhoads, and Ozzy Osbourne. Never forget!
I said you all can make some noise! Come on, feel the noise! Come on! Come on, feel the noise! Sing it! Look at
You know, a Choir Riot show is actually a celebration of all the legacy and all the members who are no longer with us, such as Frankie Banali, Kevin DeBro, and Randy Rhoads. You know, so we celebrate the legacy of the band, we celebrate their memory, and the set list is made up mostly of the mental health songs, you know, a record that I think everybody has, that one, in their you know, record collection, being the first debut album by a metal band to go to #1 on Billboard magazine. So we sold we sold millions of copies, you know. So I would say that the audience is very familiar with the songs from Mental Health. So we do most of Mental Health albums, and also Condition Critical, which was a follow-up. Both of them multi-platinum, and actually Mental Health is diamond, which is beyond 10 million. And then we have some surprises in our set. I love playing Texas. Back in the day when Choir Riot came out with the Mental Health album, we could actually spend a whole month touring all the towns. You know, it was an incredible market. I played at the Cotton Bowl a couple of times, actually with Whitesnake and with Ozzy. As a matter of fact, there's the incident. This is in 1982, where Ozzy went on stage and he had shaved his head. And before he shaved his head in England, before he arrived in Dallas. So Sharon had me go and buy a wig to cut it like his hair. And so about 1 hour before the showtime, he arrives and his head is shaved. You know, this is in 1982 at the Cotton Bowl. And so he puts the wig on. Then he goes on stage, but we were on like around 5 p.m. and the sun was setting on us. It was directly facing us. So it must have been about 110 degrees. And Ozzy just was sweating even before he sang the first song. So we did the opening song, and Ozzy goes to the audience once he was done. Do you think I'm crazy? And people are going, yeah. Then he goes and grabs the wig and goes, let me show you how crazy I am. He takes off the wig and throws it in the audience, and the whole place went insane. So, you know, anything can happen here in Texas. Yeah, recently, actually July 5th of 2025, I had the honor to be a part of the Back to the Beginning, which was the Black Sabbath Ozzy Osbourne last performance. There is a major connection between Ozzy Osbourne's solo career and Quiet Riot due to the fact that Randy Rhoads left Quiet Riot, the band that he started, in 1979 to join Ozzy Osbourne. And then by 1981, Randy Rhoads recommended me to, because they were looking for a bass player. And because of his recommendation, and I got to play with Ozzy. I became a band member. As a matter of fact, so now you have two members of Quiet Riot with Ozzy in the middle and Tommy Aldridge on drums. And there will always be a connection with us. As a matter of fact, after Randy Rhoads passed away in the plane crash, I returned to the band that was Dubrow, which was a continuation of Quiet Riot. And then I was in Dubrow right before I joined Ozzy, and then I came back to Dubrow, and it became known as the mental health version of Quiet Riot. So, to be a part of the Ozzy Black Sabbath celebration in Birmingham was incredible because, I really owe my career to Ozzy, Sharon, and of course, Randy Rhoads, because they're the first ones who gave me, they're the ones who gave me my first break in the music industry. And they took great care of me. They were wonderful with me, and I will be forever grateful to them. So I basically attended so I could thank them face to face for everything that they have done for me. And then I realized that everybody that took part of the event was there for the same reason. There was a lot of former members of Ozzy, like myself, that went on to play with other successful bands like Robert Trujillo with Metallica, Mike Inez with Alice in Chains, and so on. And then you have the bands that were actually open up for Ozzy on tour, like even Metallica, let's say, and many other bands, during Ozzy's career as a solo artist, and also during the Ozfest festivals. So everybody there was for the same reason, just in gratitude. And there was a lot of love during the event, and it was just fantastic. It was an unforgettable, once in a lifetime experience. I'll never forget when we were actually found the news that Metal Health had reached the number one spot on Billboard, because at that time there were two records that we were really competing with. We had Michael Jackson's Thriller, like the biggest record in history, and the Police, Synchronicity. So we were staying at number 2 while they were like jumping over each other like that for weeks. And finally in November, our record goes to number 1. And it was like, okay, we did it finally. But then that means that now you have to look ahead, because now you become a bona fide headliner. We were in November, we were just in the middle of our Black Sabbath. We were opening up for Black Sabbath at the time. And we had some other commitments. And then right after those commitments, right at the very end of December of 1983, we started headlining. So now, one of the biggest challenges that we had was that a record is only 40 minutes of music, a record, not a CD, but an actual vinyl. And you need about 75 minutes of music to become a headliner. So, we started to put as a headliner on our set list certain songs that we used to play in Dubrow, just to fill up that time, doing more guitar solos and drum solos and all of that. So, so what happened is, once we got to number 1, we were not looking back. We were looking forward to how we're going to make us, create this band into a headliner, because we have been opening up. Yes, we were headlining in clubs all along, but it's very different to headline in a club than it is to headline in an arena with a number 1 record. It was a lot of expectations. And I truly believe that we fulfill all the expectations. We had a very successful Metal Health headlining tour that took us all the way to the middle of 1984. One thing that I rarely talk about is about the nonprofits that I support. But since we're here, we're going to talk a little bit about them. There's a few of them. One of the first ones that comes to mind is the Ronnie James Dio Stand Up and Shout. It's cancer centric. You know, Ronnie James Dio, I was his last bass player. He passed. By the time he passed away, in the band Dio, and everybody misses him. And you know, this is a charity that he created before he passed away. So this is basically fulfilling his wish, you know, to find a cure for cancer. I'm involved with another charity that is actually centric to Calgary, and we're bringing some of it here into the United States. It's called BANK, with Benevolent Artists National Charity, and it's like rotating wonderful list of musicians that participate and give their time to performances, you know, that we do all over Canada, and then some in the Phoenix area. And sometimes we do some events in conjunction with the Alice Cooper Foundation. As a matter of fact, Quiet Riot, a couple of Christmases ago, we got to perform at the Alice Cooper's Christmas pudding event. And I got to tell you, his youth centers, which is where all the proceeds go to, that he has spread through the Phoenix area, they're magnificent. It's for young men and women who want to get into the arts, which is music or painting or dancing, and everything is provided for free, and it's just incredible. And also through social media, I like to create awareness of shelter pets that are available throughout the country. There is a couple that I am affiliated with, as far as being able to donate my time or certain things for auction, musical instruments. One of them is the Eastwood Ranch, based out of the area that I live in Los Angeles. It's actually Clint Eastwood's family shelter foundation, and they do incredible work with rescues. The other one is Linda Blair Worldwide Organization, another great rescue organization. So it's giving time, it's giving some guitars for auction, and creating awareness of that certain pets out in need of rescue. Some people ask me, why do I do this? This is the way to give back. I mean, I've received so much from fans, audiences, friends, so much joy to be able to bring music to them, that this is my way of giving back. Our plans with Quiet Riot is to keep the legacy of the band alive for as long as we can. As long as people keep showing up, we will keep banging in our heads, every night on stage. It's truly a celebration, not only of Quiet Riot, but the whole genre. A place and a time back in the 80s that, just like history, it will never repeat itself again.